Welcome to 52 Weeks of Storytelling. We are in week 44, and this week's prompt is favorite moment from this year. Now, I'm not going to give a story example because I don't really want to date this video, even though there's obviously a date depending on where you're watching it. Anyhow, let's talk about what 52 Weeks of Storytelling actually is. So, 52 Weeks of Storytelling is a video series that I came up with based off of a journal that I'll share in a moment that walks you through writing one page of your story every single week. You can use these prompts and these videos as a guide. You can use it as an activity with a loved one. You can use it as a caregiver, as a way to collect memories from others, pretty much however you want. Feel free to jump around in the chapters. If you're on YouTube, you can pop around and go where you need to, go back and forth between the other videos. I share little bits in every video, and everything sort of like pulls together, I think, quite nicely. So I've gotten mostly a system down as I go through these, but this one's going to be a little different because the last couple years have been a little weird as I date this video after I said I wasn't going to. So let's jump into the journal that I mentioned briefly. So you can get a journal that actually the videos follow along a specific journal. It's linked below. You can get it as a PDF printable on Etsy, or you can get it as a printed journal from Amazon that's bound and pretty and all of those things. And the idea is that on one page, if you're looking at the printed journal from Amazon, one page will have your boxes where you can sort of outline your story, and then the other second page for each prompt has actual space where you can draft your story. So if you are working with a loved one or someone in a care facility, it's a great keepsake for them that they can then share with their family as they want to. So that is the journal. I encourage you to check it out. It helps me keep doing these videos. The legacy storytelling method is the method that I use to help people tell their life stories and help others tell their life stories. You can find a more detailed information on how that works, what it looks like, what the questions all mean in a video that's linked below. It's all of the questions for the legacy storytelling method are listed in the journal for each and every prompt, which is super handy. So let's jump into favorite moment from this year. This is a great reflective question. It can be something super small. It can be something that's super big for you. I like to think about the moments that made me feel good, because I like feeling good at the end of the year when I'm reflecting back and thinking about things. But sometimes there are also moments that I learned something about myself, which aren't always great moments. They don't necessarily make me feel good, but the aftermath of processing and figuring things out, those moments for me end up being favorites because they help me perceive the world differently. They change my perspective, and they mean that the next year I grow a little bit more every time. So those are a few thoughts on choosing a favorite moment from a year. It doesn't have to be something that happened in the last couple of months. It could be something that happened at the very beginning of the year, depending on when you're watching this video. So you don't need to feel tied to really anything except that it was your favorite moment. If the word favorite trips you up, which it does for a few humans in my life, just pick any moment and just run through the prompts and the legacy storytelling method with that memory and see what happens and see where it takes you. As always, I love to hear your stories. Share them in the comments with me. I want to know what's going on, and I want to hear about your moments from the past year. I'm not going to share a story example because the last few years have been filled with lots of favorite moments and a lot of things. I was reflecting a little bit recently because a picture popped up on Facebook, as it does, and thanks Google Memories for sending us weird things all the time, that I'm truly not the same person that I was a few years ago, and what that means, and all of the moments along the way that has led to becoming and growing into who I am now, which I think that's my favorite. We'll go with that. That's a story example, as the collectiveness of growth of all the moments in our lives and how that helps us grow and become who we are now. So yeah, that was super deep. Okay. remember, it can be super simple. But sometimes we go deep on these. So if you go back and you watch out the other videos, there are, there's light moments, there's some deeper moments, there's some grief stories in there. And I've really enjoyed sharing those things with you. So with that, as always, I hope you have an incredibly wonderful day. And until I see you again, happy writing.